It has been a long-standing tradition in Batangas province, particularly the city of Lipa, that every last Sunday before Ash Wednesday, many people would take to the streets for what was considered one of the most fun events, or at least for them, of the year, Buling buling. This is the annual tradition of drenching with water passing vehicles and passers-by, not to mention each other. One might think that such a juvenile tradition, which preys on the unsuspecting, would be practiced only by children. But no, one is wont to find lining the roads adult men and women as well, with their hoses, dippers, or even pails, happily splashing water at anything or anyone that moves. Not that anyone, if asked, will even remotely know what buling buling really means. The significance of the tradition, after all, is all but forgotten. The common explanation one hears is that it is a celebration of St. John the Baptist and the biblical event of his baptizing the Lord Jesus at the River Jordan. This is all well and good, except that celebration of the saint's feast is done annually by the church on the traditionally observed date of his birth, the 24th of June. This is why in many towns and localities in the country named San Juan, or in parishes or communities which recognize St. John the Baptist as their patron, they hold similar celebrations involving the dousing of vehicles and people with water. The festivals in Balayan, in Batangas, and San Juan in Metro Manila, which attract a lot of media attention, are examples of these. That the Buling buling in Batangas is traditionally held on the last Sunday before Ash Wednesday offers the first clue as to the true significance of this occasion. In her 1989 book, Halupi, Essays on Philippine Culture, author Corazon S. Alvina wrote that, during the 1870s, the Filipino term in use for Mardi Gras was buling buling. Mardi Gras, originally French and translates into Fat Tuesday, is a carnival celebration, beginning on or after the Christian feasts of the Epiphany and ends on the day before Ash Wednesday. Fat Tuesday implies a final chance for feasting and merrymaking before the sacrifices expected of all Christians the following day, the start of the Lenten season. The length of the celebration varies depending on the locality. For some, the final 3-day period before Ash Wednesday is considered Mardi Gras. Let us pause briefly so we can ask you to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. Doing so will really help us reach more people with Batangas content. This bit of information is definitely worth paying attention to because in the Vocabulario de la Lengua Tagala, the first dictionary of the Tagalog language, which was published as early as 1613, the word buling buling was used as the definition for the Spanish word antruejo. This word refers to the 3 days preceding Ash Wednesday, when the period of Lent officially commences. Alvina noted in her book that by the 20th century, buling buling would be reinterpreted as a St. John the Baptist ritual on June 24th. It may seem natural to equate the hurling of water with the act of St. John baptizing Jesus. However, author Jean-Paul Potet noted in his book Ancient Beliefs and Customs of the Tagalogs that in Europe, from where the Spaniards brought Christian traditions to the Philippines, in contrast, the feast of St. John the Baptist is celebrated with bonfires that blaze at night. Potet likewise noted that buling buling, as it used to be practiced by the Tagalogs, also involved face smearing, but that this petered out during the Spanish period and only the sprinkling of water survived. He also noted the similarity of the buling buling to the Thai spring festival Songkran, which is sometimes referred to as the Water Festival. Potet concluded, therefore, that both buling buling and the Songkran are of Southeast Asian origin. This conclusion may not necessarily be true, however. In the Xishuangbanna prefecture in China, the ethnic Dai people celebrate a spring festival of apparently Buddhist origin similar to the Songkran. This festival has religious rituals that invariably end in merrymaking, where everyone ends up getting splashed, sprayed, or doused with water. The commonality between the two, along with the buling buling celebrated by the Tagalogs, is that they are celebrated during what would, in the temperate zone, be the arrival of the season called spring. Keeping in mind that the Tagalogs had a word for their own spring festival as early as the 17th century, and that their festival involved the sprinkling of water and face smearing, the latter eventually dropped during the Spanish era, then there is every likelihood of the Spanish friars repurposing the festival into Mardi Gras before the arrival of the Lenten season. In Batangas, the Buling buling used to be celebrated more widely. In recent years, however, this tradition has become more and more associated with the city of Lipa as citizens of other towns started giving the tradition up. While the water festivals in Thailand and in the Xishuangbanna prefecture are both considered tourist events, the Buling buling in Lipa has been known to be seen as an annoyance and even cause fights. Where in Thailand, the water sprayed on people is scented. Regrettably, some idiotic segments of society in Batangas see humor in lacing the water they spray on people, water scooped up from canals. This concludes this video. If you found it informative and would like to hear more, why not like this video and subscribe to this channel?